So today I'm looking to fit a tubeless tyre onto a tubeless rim. This one's for my smallie, but basically the same size rim, unless you're going for the wide ones. It's a 2.1 by 10. This one's an FA Italia one. New tyre there is a Pirelli. It's a 3 by 10 for the smallie. I've got some homemade rim protectors, just for when I'm easing the tyre on. Just a couple of small tyre levers. I got those at Stevo's, are roughly 20, 22 bucks, something like that, so not a great expense. And then the main thing you need to be able to get the tyre to slip onto the rim is some tyre soap. I've just made my own. It's just using a gentle shampoo that's watered down, and that does give enough slip to allow the bead to get over the rim. You'll notice on the rim as well that the main sort of depression there is off centre, so you want to be fitting it with that at the top, because it's going to be, if you're fitting it from the other side, you're stretching the bead a whole lot more. It's going to make life a whole lot more difficult. So just make sure that if you've got a bi-directional tyre like this one, there can be different orientation for front or rear. Make sure you've sort of had a look at it and worked out which way you want to put it before you stick it on. So now we're going to give it a crack. Righto, so I've got my rim and tyre ready. So first I'm just going to give a bit of a spray here. So a little bit of stuffing around. We can see now we've got the first bead seated. It's in on the other side. You need to use plenty of soap. Sort of see how that's sitting in that recess. So now we've got the top side to go. We'll get it started down this end. You can see you're actually going to get half the tyre on fairly easily. Probably as much as I'm going to get without the levers. So, I guess the trick here is to be sort of patient and not try to feed too much bead on at the time. You can sort of see that's getting there bit by bit. I'm going to get to that last bit. With a bit of luck, we're just going to be able to push that over. Right, so this is where she gets a little bit tricky. You really got to give it a bit. Just make sure it's down into that recess bead there. Now, hopefully this will be the last one. There we go. Now, and on she goes. So there you go. Tyre's fitted now. So all we've got to do is get some air on it and get the little sucker inflated. I've just got a little baby compressor here, which from my PX I know does the job. Just a little self-contained unit like that. Got a little pressure gauge. So before we do that, you just want to make sure that there's plenty of soap in there for the bead to take. So on both sides. And then off we go. So the trick here is you're going to have to bounce the tyre to get that bead to take. Now it's going to be a bit noisy, but you'll get the picture. There we go, one bead done. Fully beaded. So there we go. Wipe that down, that soap will dry off pretty quickly. Never had any issues with it slipping on the rim. There you go. Do it yourself, tubeless tyre installation. Actually, it really isn't that difficult. And if you're using just a polished alloy rim like this one, you don't have to really worry. Any of the powder coated ones, whether they're black or silver or gold, the finish isn't really that hard wearing. Doesn't matter whether it's SIP or FA Italia. I've used them both. Very, very difficult to fit tyres without chipping the finish. And I don't think that even matters whether you do it yourself or at a tyre fitting place. They also have trouble with damage to those, so they're very fragile. Great thing about these alloy ones, like there's absolutely nothing there. No chips, no damage. You can see it's gone on really nicely. So there you go. Done.